Skidoosh. Hey, and welcome to Just Smile Over, where a veteran can be better in. All right. So I chose to start on 1st of March to be our first March for the Just Smile Over podcast. All right. So I've been thinking about doing this for a while now, and the time has finally come to just do it. Ain't no way to do it but to just do it. So first off, I'd like to introduce myself for this video, and then we'll get into talking and topics in the next podcast episode. I think it's called episodes, right? So who am I? So I am Tharlan Johnson. If you don't know me by now, if you check out some of the videos on this page, you will get to see kind of what I've been doing. My name is Tharlan Johnson. Was in the military, Army, at Cav Scout. If you wear Cav, you know. All right. So I was a Cav Scout, and I was in for about, I think, 7 or 8 years. I can't really remember too much, but pretty much had a great time. I loved the Army. It was awesome for me being in. Did 2 combat deployments, one to Afghan and one to somewhere else. All right. So there's a lot to know about me. Right now, I am a eudaimonia strategist. So I also travel around. I'm an international volunteer with my Empress. We go to different countries and help people in need. You can check out our YouTube. Leave it in a comment or something like that. But because we're not here for that, I'll just go into the intro. So that's pretty much it to know about me for now. If you guys have more questions, drop it in the comments down below. Definitely going to learn so much more. Plan on being on here for a while. But this is going to be something that's passionate for me, right? My goal in military was to be one of the most honorable soldiers and leaders to service and to produce outstanding leaders under my leadership as I progress in ranks. So that was pretty much it for me. I got out due to certain reasons. It was tough. It was tough making that decision to get out because I really loved the Army and everything. I felt like I was born to do it. So I always felt like I wanted to keep serving, and this was a way I feel like I can keep serving is through Just Smile Over. All right. Just Smile Over is very important. Just Smile Over really means a lot. And to even show how much more it means to me, this podcast is dedicated. Just Smile Over podcast is in honor of my first ever battle buddy that I lost and passed away. His name was Brendan J. Castro. And yeah, I finally got to, visit his grave and everything and see his family again. In the last 10 years, finally took the courage to go and do that. And yeah, it's just a lot. That was a lot for me, getting to see him. And then pretty much got the blessing from his parents to, do this in honor of him. Because I feel like this is something he always looked out for his battle buddies. He always looked out for each other. He always looked out for me. And he's definitely someone I can see doing something like this if he was still alive. All right. So what is this for? All right. So Just Smile Over podcast is going to be specifically for active duty military if they're in 2 years, in their 2-year mark. All right. I chose that ideal person because I remember when I was in my 2-year mark, that's kind of like a vital time. You've been in the Army for a little bit, you've been in the military for a little bit, and you're also feeling like, maybe I'll get in, maybe I get out. So kind of doing this podcast will help you. Listening to this podcast will probably help you with your decision making and also help you transition through or out the military, which is the big vital point. All right. So just smile over mission, just smile. Smile means so military individuals live every day. And you guys can check down in the description and you will see what this is all about. All right. I even wrote a paper on it and for NSLS, which is like a leadership honor society. And it actually won a scholarship out of many. So I've done a lot of research on, just smile over. And it's something I started in 2020. I kind of took a hiatus to do a lot more research. And now I just want to, just do this part, just get on here and just do something from my heart and just give pay forward to others. I really feel like when you're in, it's kind of when you become the best veteran to better yourself while you're in so you can come out and be the best you. All right. So the vision is to let's strive to reduce the number of veterans committing suicide to 10 a day in 10 years. All right. So I know we want to get down to 0, but we have to have like a tangible goal that's close by. We'll talk more about this stuff, but I just want you guys to get a full view of what it is that Just Smile Over is all about. And then you'll keep going on and you'll see for yourself. All right. So let's share memories, love, and take this opportunity to be the solution. I believe that the military community is a solution to our own problem of suicide that's been, rampant in the community, all right, military community. So I feel like we are the solution and we're best going to help right now for this, all right, until obviously there's more that's going to be done on a bigger scale, right? So Just Smile Over, the mission for Just Smile Over, it focuses on the 70% of veterans that commit suicide a day that are not connected to the Department of VA, Veteran Affairs, all right, which is the VA. All right, so share your story by using the hashtag Just Smile Over so that they can see they're not alone and can also be inspired to stay alive every day. Your one small action now can mean the world to someone else. All right, and the big thing that inspired me to start this movement was that I had a battle buddy that was very close. He was very strong. He was a strong-minded, and he was a beast, man. He was a beast, and we all adored him and loved him. And when he got out, he ended up committing suicide, which was a big shock to us all, right? Because I can understand how the strong beast of a person, great individual, like always happy, was in a great relationship, supportive relationship, and he committed suicide. So there was a trend going on that veterans were going to the VA parking lot and committed suicide, and he was one of those individuals that did it. We didn't know he was going through a lot. I really see the big need and the big benefit of having a podcast like this for veterans. And I'll talk more about it in the next episode. All right. So if you guys want to stick around for that, definitely subscribe here on YouTube and then go on to the next. This is what I want to do. I want to do live. I like to just have raw live conversations, and whatever happens with it, however it flows, however it goes, that's where I wanted to, I just wanted to be out there. Don't want any scripted, anything like that. Just straight from the heart, man. It's gonna be tough just talking to myself. It's already pretty tough. I'm not much of a talker, but I know kind of like I have to do it in order to be the front. And when it comes to meaningful conversations, I can talk all day. Y'all. It's like sitting in the truck or the strikers and just having those late night conversations with your battles while you guys in the field, you're just out there talking. But it's going to be interesting. So I just want it to be live and raw as you can get it. And you guys decide from there if it's something you love or not. But there's going to be no editing, and it's all going to be done here on YouTube Live. All right. So when when I found out my battle buddy died, and some people were around and they were talking about it, and they were like, well, that's what soldiers do. They said that's what soldiers do, that soldiers commit suicide. That's just what they do. And I took that to heart, man. I took that to heart. And for me, I don't think, like, I started to notice that a lot of people, when soldiers commit suicide or veterans commit suicide, everybody kind of looks the other way and feel like it's fine. That's a normal thing. So I want to just put it out there and let people see, and let other veterans that feel that way, that it is not normal for us to commit suicide. And there's a lot of us living, and you can too. All right. And we want you to as well. You have to live for us to get over this. All right. For us to be the solution, for us to get together, we got to do it together. And you got to live. All right. And that's the key, is to stay alive. All right. Stay alive. You hear me talk about it a lot. All right. Just like in battles, right? When we go to war, when we deploy, we're together, man. This is something I can't understand. It's like when we're in and we're in combat, the Air Force, Navy, Marines, even other special forces, Rangers, other countries, the military all comes together, right? So when you get out, why can't we still keep that camaraderie? Why can't we still be together for each other? And that's what I want to do here, is just be that voice, for people to listen to, and especially the guys that are in the 2-year mark. This is usually the tough part in your military career, where you make vital decisions, and you can also do a lot for yourself in this 2-year mark that will make your career a success, a huge success, and take you off and, fast track and be high speed or low drag if you want to. That's on you. So it was just a thought that I had, and I want to see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right. So I'll be sharing some tips on what I did in my 2-year mark that will help me be successful. I've also had some questions for other veterans as well that I put out, and I'll share their answers and stuff like that, so you guys can, pick that up and learn for yourself. You guys, gals, whatever, whatever is going on nowadays. But veterans, soldiers, and their families. So, all right. So how it's done, so that's the significance, and that's the why, and how this is done, right? This is how you can be part of it. If you do want to do a video, you can check out the videos. All right. The big thing is you can do a pull-up anywhere. All right. So do 10 pull-ups. After it's completed, share a story of how you got through tough times. Pull yourself up, and when you were down, how you turned your negative into something positive. All right. So if you do your 10 pull-ups and you were able to pull yourself up 10 times, when you're done, in your video, you'll just give a positive message, talk about a time you were down and how you became, how you pulled yourself up. Right. That is to share some inspiration with another veteran that's out there looking at your video, and they need some inspiration. Maybe we all go through the same things at some point. So maybe your message, your video, your just smile over message can help that person get through and pull themselves up. All right. And we don't care. I don't care where you do the pull-ups. As you can see, I have some videos and I have some more that I haven't posted. I kept doing it for like over almost 2 years. So I was doing it on trees. I was doing it at I was doing it at supermarkets. I was doing it in the house. I was doing it out the house. Pretty much anywhere I can pull myself up on a tree. You could probably see that video on here on YouTube. Anywhere I can pull myself up, I was doing it. All right, that's to show like anywhere you feel down, you can pull yourself up. But it also shows how difficult it is to find somewhere to pull yourself up. And that's kind of the struggle I feel like most veterans we face, and we feel that way. I'm gonna be honest, like even with all the stuff that I do for personal development and how strong my mind is, it was definitely difficult for me getting out. Even just the thought of getting out was very difficult, and I already felt alone, and it was very hard for me transition. Kind of, sort of. I kind of planned out myself pretty good to get out, so it was a lot smoother than most people because I kind of planned ahead. I'm very proactive. So, but still, it was still tough for me, just losing from that. All right. And the big thing that I want veterans to get, and I'm going to go over in like other episodes, is definitely getting to know under the uniform. All right. Staying connected with that person under the uniform. For when you take that uniform off, you still feel like yourself. All right. That's the most powerful thing, connecting to the person under the uniform. All right. So we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about promotions. We're going to talk about counselings. We talk about deployments, transitioning. I think that's what it's called. I've lost a lot of military lingo, so I probably got to brush up on that a little bit. But pretty much when you move from one station to the next. But yeah, I've been out for I've been out for 5 years. So we got a lot of things. A good bit, I forgot. We can talk about marksmanship. We can talk about basic. We're going to talk about getting in trouble in the military and overcoming that. Things you can do to set yourself up for success in the future. Fast tracking, waivers. We talk about all that stuff. Duty stations. So yeah. How to take care of your finance when you're in the military, which is a huge one. All right. So yeah, family. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. But now I want to show you guys how to actually do it. All right, bear with me. So you can just do your video on Instagram. I did mine on Instagram. I also did on Facebook, and I did on YouTube. And the big thing is just to make sure you put the hashtag #JustSmileOver. That way, a veteran can tap into that hashtag and they can see your video and get the inspiration that they need. All right. I have to figure out a better way how to do all these things. Kind of new to the podcast world. And I just want this to be passionate. I just want people to see me grow. I'm going to grow through this, and we're going to grow together. You guys be there from the start. You see how much we grow and where we get to in the next couple of years. All right. Shit, next couple months, let's get it. But definitely going to have fun with this. This is like a heart passion podcast for me. All right. So if you don't have anything at home to pull up, you can get your pull-up bar. Like me, I make sure it's safe and secure. I want nobody getting hurt. All right, so you start your video, you get on here, and you just do your pull-up. I don't know how I'm gonna do pull-ups today. I'll just do the regular. All right, and you count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, cool. I'm sweating, right? Now, so you might be asking, all right. So after you did your 10 pull-ups, then you give some inspiration. That's where you talk about a situation where you have pull yourself up, something that you went through in life that was tough. Yeah, hear me breathing. Pull-ups ain't no joke, man. Just like it's tough to pull yourself up, that's the same way that feels doing your pull-ups. All right, so you give an inspirational message. So maybe talk about one day your car broke down and, you know, it was tough finding a ride, how you did it. All right, what were you thinking? What's going through your mind? What kept you going? Things like this, all right? Excuse me. So next, we'll also, so I know what you guys are thinking right now. You're thinking, what if I can't do 10 pull-ups? All right, which is cool. That's fine. All right, you cool, man. If you can't do 10 pull-ups, that's perfectly fine. All right, so this is even more fun. I think sometimes I try not to even do 10 pull-ups just so I can do this. All right. So if you cannot complete the 10 pull-ups, simply share a funny story or tell your best military joke. All right. So after you do your pull-ups, just share a funny story and tell your best military joke. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you end it off with a call sign. All right. So make sure you get you a call sign. All right. For me, my call sign is JT, the flight attendant. All right. So you say something like this at the end. Veteran community. Actually, let's change it because now we're going to add the active duty into it. All right. So military community. No, let's keep it veteran. My bad, y'all. Because I'm still confused on if a veteran is active or not active. I don't know. I'm still confused on that. But some people say, some places I've read and saw that veteran is still anybody who's active or not active. It doesn't matter once they're military affiliated, then they're veteran. All right. And when I speak to veterans, it can be any country. Once you start with brothers in arms, sisters in arms, we all good. We all family. All right. So veteran community, this is JT the flight attendant. Just smile, over. Just like that. And once you do that, once you say over, that is it. All right. Just like a call sign. And then somebody could answer your call, but that's if you guys want to get that extra with it. But all you got to do is get a pull-up, get somewhere to do a pull-up, start your video, knock out your pull-ups. If you complete it, give an inspirational story of when you pull yourself up when you were down and how you got through it. And then you give your call sign. Veteran community, this is JT the flight attendant, just smile, over. And that's how you end your video. Make sure you put the hashtag and we good to go. All right. If you do your pull-ups and then you didn't complete 10, then you just give a funny joke or give a funny story, something to laugh and to give you some good feelings. And then you hit the call sign, veteran community. This is JT the flight attendant. Just smile, over. And just like that, then we on to the next. If you want to do it every day, every week, it's up to you. I was knocking them out every day. You can do every other day if you want, or you can do it every week. Whatever is feasible for you. The whole point is to keep getting inspirational stories, stay alive, so veterans community can stay alive and just get the message out like that. All right. So make sure in there, in the beginning, I forgot that you say stay veteran community, stay alive. Then you go do your pull-ups and then your inspirational message or your funny joke. And then your call sign, veteran community. This is call sign, just smile, over. All right. Plain and simple. Don't worry if you got a little confused. Just go down to the YouTube and you will see the video, or you can go to Instagram and type in hashtag just smile over, and you'll see some examples as well in different areas, different places. All right. But without further ado, the podcast is going to be specifically for 2-year veterans. All right. Active duty at their 2-year mark. And we're going to hit a lot on being productive while you're in and being successful while you're in, because the Just Smile Over podcast is where a veteran can be better in. You heard? So without further ado, and I say skadoosh in the beginning, that's going to be for this Just Smile Over podcast. And that is in honor of my first ever battle buddy, Brendan J. Castro. All right. And that was his favorite thing to say. That was his thing that he always said, and I've always remembered it. And I've always said it throughout my whole career, still even to now. I keep that in honor of him. So skadoosh is how we're going to start, and skadoosh is how we're going to leave. All right. So if you guys ready, I'm ready. The next podcast is going to hit you with some good info. If you're at your 2-year mark, or a veteran, or a military individual that's at their 2-year mark, tell them to tap in, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know down below how you guys feel about this and what you guys are looking forward to. What topics would you love to hear about, or what you would love for us to talk about. All right. I'm going to also start opening up the live chat. All right. So you guys can always tap in and we can have some talks off of that. That way I don't feel like I'm just here talking about myself. All right. Don't leave me alone, guys. That's not, that's what we're trying to fix here. All right. All right. Hey, so stay alive. I'll see you guys on the next podcast. I'm getting used to it. All right. So thank you for tapping in. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here. And thank you for starting this journey with me on our first March on March 1st. All right. We'll see how we grow from here. All right. Without further ado, that's it. Veteran community, stay alive. Just smile over. Skadoosh.